Hey guys, welcome to another podcast episode. Today we're going to talk about a food item. It is
the fluffiest pancakes in Japan.
So yeah, we're going to cover 3 best fluffiest pancakes that we had in Japan.
And these are all places that we've tried in Japan ourselves.
Yes. Some of them we went back twice. Some of them is just one time. But the first one that we want to talk about is called
A Happy Pancake.
And it's located in Kichijoji, Tokyo area. It's pretty close to Ghibli Museum, actually. It's not too far from it. It's
probably
in like a mall or something.
5-10 minute walk, would you say?
Yeah, about that. It's been a
Japan.
while. It's been a while since we were in Japan, so I have to trigger my memory. It's been a while. But yeah, it is close to the Ghibli Museum. It's in a mall, right? Inside the mall, and then you go upstairs to it.
I think it's on the 3rd or 4th floor.
But I do know they have a lot of locations all throughout Japan, not just in Tokyo. I mean, there's even one in Kyoto and then a couple others in other prefectures as well. So the reason why we went there specifically is because we saw Sai Martina, which is one of our past favorite YouTubers of all time. They went there for one of their videos and they filmed there and it looked amazing.
And if you don't know who Simon and Martina are, they're like food bloggers, basically. So they go to a lot of restaurants and they just kind of review different types of food. And this was one of the places that they happened to review about because they liked it so much.
Yeah, they liked it so much. So we're like, oh, okay, we should totally try it out too. And we'll go to the same location. I think we end up going to the same location as they did.
Because we didn't know that it was a chain restaurant. Had we known that, we probably would have picked a different one.
Yeah, true. I would have picked something that's in Kyoto instead. But that was part of the reason why we decided to go there to try it out ourselves. The average price of those fluffy pancakes are about $11 to about $15 or so. And then the good part is if you pay another like $2 or $3 or so, you get a drink with it. So it becomes like a set almost, depending on what you want exactly.
And that price depends on the toppings that you have on it and how elaborate they go with it. Because some of the pancakes on their menu are really crazy with like a lot of toppings and a lot of extras and stuff like that. Even their basic plain pancake, I think that has like honey on top, was amazing. So no matter which one you pick, you're going to have a good one regardless.
Definitely. It's really good pancakes. The texture is there. It's fluffy as they advertise. No lies there. It's not a false advertisement. It's actually fluffy. Yeah, just like a souffle, kind of moist. Moist.
Yeah, they said that the way that they prepare it, they whip it a lot like a souffle, and so it has like a lot of air in it, like a meringue almost, and so they slow bake it, which is why I think they take about 20 minutes to cook.
It took a while for it to get to your table. They even said in the disclaimer saying that it's going to take us a while to give it to you, to hand it off to you, because it's just the process of making those fluffy pancakes.
And when we went, there was a line outside, so make sure that you get there either early or that you're not as hungry as we were waiting in line, because...
Yeah, we waited a while.
Probably at least an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty much an hour. It was a long wait, especially when you're hungry. Worth the price? I definitely think so. What about you?
Yeah, I would like to try a couple different ones.
Me too.
To see just the range that they have there.
Yeah.
But in terms of, pancakes, sure. Yeah, $10 to $15 isn't as bad as we paid before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then the portion size was pretty much a lot. So you can even, if you're not too hungry that day, you can actually share with somebody else too. It's pretty big.
We knew that we were going to be eating a lot that day, so we ended up sharing one plate. But yeah, it's definitely enough that you could share and be fine. Yep. What did you like most about it?
I like the texture, that it wasn't too dry like some places did. And then I like the price range, and they have like all different kinds of like seasonal stuff on the menu as well, depending on what's in season for the fruits and stuff like that. So they also have that option as well. Yeah. Location's fine, had no problem with the location. Again, if we knew there were other locations throughout Japan, we would have chosen Kyoto instead. But we just happened to be in Tokyo during that time for a couple of days or so. And I did like the variations of different, like Will just mentioned, there's like different fruit toppings and a lot of like syrups that you can choose from. Just
sauces.
A lot. Yeah. Yeah.
I think their normal one has honey on it instead
Right.
of syrup. Yeah, I mean, the menu is huge.
You know, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, even if you don't want fluffy pancakes, you can get omelets too. I remember seeing that. And if you go on the website, you definitely see the menu where it has like omelets options as well. You don't have to eat like all the sweet thing. You can also eat savory stuff as well. But they're more known for their sweet stuff. So we definitely recommend the fluffy pancakes instead.
Most places in Japan are known for their sweet stuff.
I know, there's so much sweets in Japan. It's crazy. And you guys think that we have a lot in the US? No, we do not. Not as much.
This is true.
Like every single street block, sweet, 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 sweet. I'm like, oh my God, where's the savory stuff? I mean, there is too, but it seems like the sweet stuff overtakes the savory things.
Definitely.
So the next place that we want to talk about is my favorite. It's my favorite, actually. Is it your favorite?
It's one of them.
Okay. I think it's because my favorite because they have amazing coffee and I love coffee. So the coffee place that we really like, at least I really like, is called Smart Coffee over in downtown Kyoto, where all the tourists go to, basically. We didn't know about it, actually. We just walked through because we were hungry, and then we were looking for food, and then we just kind of saw it. We saw people in line, actually, and we were like, what is that? So we looked at the menu, like, oh, okay, fluffy pancakes, French toast, and what's even better is coffee. And they have, they even sell their own coffee beans at that restaurant/store as well.
We were always told that if there's a line outside of a restaurant of any kind in Japan, to stand in that line because whatever they're serving is going to be worth it. That's why so many people are waiting that long to get it.
So we went the first time around. Will got the French toast, and then I got the pancakes. That way we can kind of test out and taste test each of them to see like what tastes better and whatnot. And then I got the latte on the side as well as a drink.
And I got water.
You got water, yeah. And then all the stuff was like dainty small. Like inside the decor is like vintagey, but not really vintagey. I don't know, it had like the old school kind of vibes in there. And then there was a little spot, like kind of like a bar area almost, where the barista will make all the coffee from that section there, and then you can see like the kitchen way back on the other side.
It was like a vintage coffee grinder that you would do by hand rather than by machine and stuff. I don't know if they actually used that on their coffee or if it was just like decoration next, on the wall or whatever.
True.
But yeah, there was a lot of like that kind of mixed with this very afternoon tea kind of feel.
Yeah.
Where
super cute.
Everybody kind of dressed up a little bit, it seemed like. Yeah. They took really small bites of their food and took their time and sipped their tea or coffee and just kind of enjoyed the meal.
And atmosphere as well. Everything's very dainty. The spoon and forks are dainty. The teacups are dainty. The coffee cups are dainty. And then the second time when we went back the following year, we actually both ended up getting the French toast because we ended up liking the French toast there more than the pancakes. So he and I actually recommend the French toast more than pancakes for Smart Coffee in Kyoto.
And I've had a lot of French toast in my life.
Yeah.
But this French toast is like Texas toast, if you know what that is. So the extra thick bread.
Yeah.
And it was just perfectly cooked. I mean, I've never had French toast that good before.
It was like buttery too. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was
I want
really good.
more.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it. That has to be my favorite one though.
Their pancakes were
Favorite
good
place.
as well, but they
were good too.
They weren't as good as Happy Pancake.
True. When it comes to the pancake part, the competition of pancakes, Happy Pancake definitely takes the
cake.
trophy. That's funny. But yeah, when it comes to the coffee, that place is definitely good on their coffee. It's not too bitter. The foam amount is awesome. The taste is amazing and freshly brewed. It's like an art piece almost, I think that's why I personally go back to Smart Coffee every time we go back to Kyoto is because of the coffee. More than the French toast, to be honest. But yeah, that's why I like about that place a lot is the coffee and the French toast.
It was a good spot to kind of take a break throughout the day.
Yeah.
And they were open later than normal, like a normal breakfast place would be. I think we
went there in the afternoon, actually.
Yeah, the first time it was the afternoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a good spot to relax and, you know, sit down and sit in the air conditioned and relax for a little bit and have a nice snack.
Yeah, and the funny part was each time we go, there's always a line out the door.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Not a long one, probably like 4 or 5
not
people,
too bad.
but enough to make you want to stand in line.
Yeah, enough to make you want to look at the menu and be like, well, what's over there? Why is everyone standing in line for? You know?
That's right,
I know I'm Morty right now. Too much freaking Morty, guys.
What's going on there? Oh, Morty. So as far as price goes, it's pretty much on par with Happy Pancake, where I think their French toast set that came with a drink and the French toast was about $12 US. So fairly reasonable, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's reasonable as well. Well, actually, I wish the French toast was bigger, or it can give you more pieces. I think they'll give you 2 only.
Yeah, they give you
Just
2
like
slices, and they're probably about that big.
Yeah, so I wish it was more on that front, and I wish I had more coffee, like a bigger cup of coffee. But that's just me, personal opinion sort of thing.
But for $12, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I would wish to get more of that price, but that's fine. It's Japan. I expected that.
Yeah. For the quality, it's
the
price.
quality is amazing though. Yeah, in Japan, almost everything is pretty damn good. Yeah. And
even the stuff in the convenience stores is like really good quality.
It's crazy. Yeah. They're all about, you know, the details and quality of everything.
And just making sure their people are really well fed.
Yeah.
With really good food all the time.
My likes and dislikes about Smart Coffee, just again, portion size. I wish I had a little bit more of the French toast slices and a bigger cup of the coffee. What about you?
I like the atmosphere more than I liked the food, really. And I love the food, so that tells you about the atmosphere.
Wow, yeah.
But
it is very cool, though.
Yeah, as far as dislikes, I don't really have any other than the line out the door. That's kind of the only thing that I would say I disliked about it, but you know,
it's nothing about the food or anything.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's so many people there because they love it.
Yeah,
so it makes sense that there is a line. I just wish there wasn't.
Yeah, true. And then the third place that we want to talk about is called Ginza West. It is located in Tokyo. How we found out about it again?
Funny enough, Simon Martina also did another video about pancakes.
Yeah, they did the video about it, and we were like, oh, sure, we should try it too. Since we're already in Tokyo for a few days, why not? So we went, we tried. It was a bit hard to find.
Yeah, it was
not sure why.
There was a lot of shrubbery out front, kind of hiding where the sign was at, and you couldn't really. You knew the area, but it was kind of like not where Google Maps had said that it was. So it took us a little bit to find.
A little bit longer, yeah.
And we had to go off of more of the photographs that we saw outside than the sign itself or anything.
Yeah.
It's another high tea kind of feel where it's more about the atmosphere. There was a lot of ladies for whatever reason within this shop in particular.
I thought it was totally cool. I like the atmosphere of that place as well. It's very posh, it's very fancy, kind of like a high tea kind of feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Super like
much
poshy.
more posh than any of the other two.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. The funny part was the prices weren't even that much higher.
They weren't, but the portions were less, I feel like. Because on theirs, they only gave us 1 pancake.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one, especially Happy Pancake, gives you like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Even though they are smaller. But yeah, it was just 1 large pancake, which kind of tasted like cake.
Yeah.
Right?
To me, it wasn't my favorite fluffy pancake because it was a bit on the drier end. That's one part I didn't like about it. It was just a bit on the drier side. And then I felt like the maple syrup, once you put on top of it, it automatically, instantly sinks down in your pancake. Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, I need more maple syrup, man. I'm the type of person who soaks my pancakes with a lot of maple syrup. So I always feel like at that place anyways, I constantly need at least like, I don't know, 3 or 4 little ones that they give you, like super tiny ones.
Yeah, because it's more like a cake batter. It's super dry, which is fine. It still got moisture in it, and it was still really good and tasted great. But yeah, it was because of the top layer being so dry and porous, it just soaked up that instantly.
Yeah, exactly. The pricing for that place is about $15 or so, which again is not too bad, especially when you have, that amount of food. It was decent size portion. It wasn't too big or too small.
Yeah, but that didn't come with like a set of any kind.
That's
they didn't give you
true.
coffee in addition with it. So on that point, it did kind of up the price. Like for me, I feel like that price isn't worth it. I wouldn't go back again
Me neither,
for that
actually.
one, but
Yeah.
it was nice to try that
Yeah.
cake. I've never had a pancake that tasted like cake before.
So, Will, what are your likes and dislikes about Ginza West?
I don't like that it was hard to find. I don't like the price of the pancake.
Yeah.
And I don't like that it didn't come with some kind of set for that price.
Same.
Other than that, I think everything else about it is really nice. It almost, for some reason, gave me, I know it wasn't in any way close to this, but it gave me a vibe of like an IHOP late at night with like a bunch of old people in it.
That's funny.
And like
Yeah.
super quiet.
Yeah, it is very quiet.
Like
which is
nobody's
fine.
making a noise at all.
Yeah,
and so
that's
you have
true.
to eat like
Whisper.
Like whisper.
You
and,
whisper in
yeah.
Japan mostly,
Yeah.
except in izakayas. You can be as loud as you can. No one freaking cares.
Yeah, that's true.
But outside of izakayas, you have to be really quiet. I feel
in most
like.
restaurants,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty dead quiet. What about
Totally
your
true.
likes and dislikes?
My likes are basically the same as yours.
Okay, video's done.
Basically the same. What I don't like about it was that the pancake was more on the drier side. I like it to be a bit more moist and soft a little bit, but not too soft.
Inside by
Cashier.
the cashier, they have a
Yeah.
little display case that has
Yes,
a bunch of
display.
pastries and other cakes and stuff that you
Yeah.
can buy in there too. Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, they're pretty expensive as well.
We didn't end up getting any because we had so much sugar throughout
Way
the
too much.
whole
Yeah.
trip, anyways. That
That
we just
one,
kind
yeah.
of kept it low. But if we lived in the area, and we'd probably go back and try some of the different
Yeah.
pastries and stuff to see what they had.
So, Will,
Yes,
out of all 3 places that we tried, which one did you like the most?
happy pancake.
Really?
Yeah. What about you?
I like Smart Coffee.
What a surprise!
Because of the coffee.
Makes you
It's
smart.
Mostly, it's mostly because of the coffee. But for the pancakes, ooh. It's really hard.
It is.
It's a hard pick between a Happy Pancake and Smart Coffee. Ginza West is definitely not up there for us. But it's definitely between the two.
Yeah.
Smart Coffee and a Happy Pancake.
Same.
Yeah.
So if you want to know where all these places are at, we put the link to our blog post about it down in the description below. And you can check out the places for yourself, whether you're in Tokyo or Kyoto.
Thank you guys for watching this podcast episode. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.